Openly, Peter.
We're going to continue our adventure on Argonus and the God of Stone. So, apologies for the last episode that we released. We had some issues with recording the audio, and I did explain it in the video, but only my game audio recorded, not my voice, which is really frustrating. And I did think about redoing the gameplay, going over that again, but it's not. I didn't think it'd be worth doing because it wouldn't be my actual genuine first reactions or anything, and I would know what I'm doing, and I would just kind of be going to place. So I thought the best option would be what I did do, which is make a summary of what happened in the last two episodes. There was quite a few things, but you should be able to figure it out. I think we didn't physically on the map. We didn't get too far. So basically, fingers crossed. I really hope that this hasn't been too much of a detriment to your enjoyment in this series, because I've been really enjoying this game, and I was understandably really disappointed when the audio didn't record. So, what's happened last time is that I'm hoping that Hades has now moved the obstacle out of the way for me, and I'll go and check that now. There's a Thanatos, a demon, was blocking the way last time. So yeah, let's see where he is. We've obviously got that big Cyclops over there to deal with at some point. I'm not quite sure how he ties into the story yet. I feel like I might have to deal with him if the demon over here is actually still there. Sorry for being so rude, by the way. I'm currently drinking some coffee. It's quite early in the morning. I've actually got the day off work today, which is pretty pleasant. And it's for no reason other than I really fancied making some videos, and I have a load of chores to do. So, adult life. Okay, I can't go down that way. Okay. Oh, I can't remember where he is. Where is the demon? Must be back here. It's not that big an area. I'm a bit lost. Oh no, right. I think he's round this way. It's all good. I'm drinking coffee, which is called I think it's called Magma, because it's so roasted and strong. It's pretty nice. Right, let's see what happens with all that now.
As Argonus slowly approaches the poisonous cloud, the daimon cocks his head, as if listening to a voice only one such as he can. Seconds pass before the beast turns his attention to the sailor trembling before him.
Never has there been a time when Thanatos was commanded to forsake those souls he was sent to gather. And yet, this is the will of Hades, the one to whom I am subject.
I never really get this.
The daimon looks away before finally letting his dark gaze settle upon
So,
Argonus.
Thanatos is God in this
I
area
fear
of
this was
Hades.
brought to be by thine own hands, Argonaut. For without thy influence, the Lord of the Underworld would not call me hands. If I am to go forth, one must take my place. For if I cannot harvest the souls of those who remain between life and death, then the son of Argus must suffice.
Thanatos lifts a claw into the air, and without further explanation, utters a single word.
Menas ignis.
Argonus screams as his hand is momentarily enveloped in flame. Just as quickly as it arrived, the pain passes.
Oh no.
As the sailor
Have I
looks
taken his
upon
place
his
by
new
any chance?
hand in both horror and awe, the daimon begins to dissipate, leaving only the smell of ash in its wake. Moments later, that too fades from this world.
So, obviously, it's a bit confusing that talking to Hades and trying to convince him to save some souls would work, considering that his job is to pick up dead people, right? So I'm guessing that this is the sacrifice. Thanatos seemed to suggest that I've now taken his place as a harvester of souls. So that's a bit grim, really, isn't it?
The air about
Athena.
Argonus suddenly grows heavy,
There she is.
and without warning, a rift opens, and the favored daughter of Zeus steps through. Athena smiles at the sailor. Well done and done, Argonus. You have proved yourself much more than a historian, much more than a simple
I'm getting the
sailor.
impression that Athena might be evil.
And now,
I don't know.
I sense in you a new thing.
Lots of weird things are
The
happening.
goddess says, tilting her head. Do not withhold this gift from those who sailed blue seas and grey swells. Nor should you give up on your brethren, for while many have fallen, some still live. Again, I say to you, seek them out and save them. For the ones that have brought them low, you have now seen with your own eyes. Stheno and Euryale, creatures of madness and spite. Athena's
Well, only
eyes
one of them
narrow
seems
as
to
she
be mad
speaks
at
with great
spite.
authority. Gird yourself for what is ahead, son of Argus. Do not grow weary, for fair Athena is with you, and a boat awaits. The goddess slowly nods
she's
her
only
head,
saying things that are
and
good,
without
but
another word,
I guess I always want
is
the
taken up into the sky.
I always suspect the completely like lawful good characters to turn out to be evil in the end, because it's just too good to be true, isn't it? Oh, we're in a new area.
Argonus shudders, ill at ease under the watchful eyes of the maleficent harpies.
They are harpies. I was right. Okay, well, where am I now? I am nowhere. Okay. Well, you know what happens now. Gotta look around these buildings a lot to get all the stuff. Okay, so, oh, I can do something to her.
Argonus gently moves his disfigured hand, causing the statue to shatter into pieces and fall to the sod.
Oh! Oh! I can actually harvest souls now. Oh man, that's a bit depressing. Okay.
Argonus calls upon the power of the diamond, turning the stone statue into
Looks like I've got to go
nothing
back
more
and
than dust.
kill everyone else then. Man, that seems entirely optional as well. Am I doing the right thing? Oh, that's very specific masks there. I thought I'd better take that. What's this? Okay. Let's have a look.
The note reads, Celius, the beast upon the hill must once again be appeased.
Yeah, okay.
Its appetite for riches is becoming insatiable. It is signed, Talius.
Can I go upstairs? Doesn't look like it. I've got to make sure I cover every last little inch of this map, because otherwise... Oh, more wood! I'll have it. I still haven't found much of a use for the wood from the last one. It's kind of just... wasn't ready yet, I'm assuming. And there's still a Cyclops back there as well that I haven't dealt with. And there's also the the little puzzle pieces, so there's more that needs to be done.
Unearthly power surges from Argonus's disfigured hand and into the statue. As it breaks apart and falls,
It's kind of depressing,
the
isn't it?
soul of the poor individual quickly departs this mortal world.
See, this is impressive because every line of dialogue so far has been unique for each of the stone figures. That's quite cool. There's a lot of effort went into that, because otherwise that would get super dull.
Argonus gently moves his disfigured hand, causing the statue to shatter into pieces and fall to the sod.
That's a kid dead. Oh, hello.
This
a
wooden
key.
chest is adorned with silver embellishments and a simple keyhole.
Okay, you gotta remember that. I haven't got a key yet. Got to remember there's a key.
Book 3. Forges and Fire.
Okay.
As the statue crumbles to the ground, the soul of the villager rises.
My new hand is
anticipates.
awful. That looks horrendous. It's incredibly painful and demonic. Oh wow! Oh goodness me! This is a big area. Okay, this is gonna be one of those, isn't it? I'm gonna get lost. So this is going to open up and lead me all the way back to the beginning, clearly. So that's cool. Oh, hello. I know what goes on that.
Argonus releases the diamond's power, freeing the soul of his friend from his prison of stone.
Argonus puts his weight against the stone, but is unable to move the statue even a hand's breadth.
Well, that means there's another key there, but I know what I'm going to put in this one, so that's okay. That looks like a red one, so I need to go and find another one of those. I like every area you start to get like a collection of clues that are things you need, and then things you need for that, and then you can eventually figure it out, and that's very satisfying. They've done that very well in this game.
With a satisfying click, the keystone sets perfectly
I would say
into
that
the
so
stone
far,
indentation.
on the whole, this game's puzzles have been pretty fair and logical, which I like. The only one that I would say was annoying was putting the Hydra's teeth into the lake, into the pond, whatever it was. I obviously managed to do that super quickly, but that was just like, that was luck. That wasn't anything else. I can imagine some people might spend a long time trying to figure that out. Okay, that's a basket, thank you.
Argonus calls upon the power of the diamond, turning the stone statue into nothing more than dust.
So, most of this episode is going to be me destroying stone statues, apparently. Alright. Oh, goodness. Oh, there's a hat. Cool.
A sigh escapes Argonus's lips as he uses the power of the diamond on the statue that was once his ship. Argonus releases the diamond's power, freeing the soul of his friend from
Okay,
his
that's
prison of stone.
a reused dialogue, but that's fine. I mean, that's totally okay. The number of lines that she's now spoken for doing the same action is crazy. Okay, apologies everyone, I can't remember if I've actually been in here yet. I'm looking for a key as well. Oh, hello.
Unearthly power surges from Argonus's disfigured hand and into the statue. As it breaks apart and falls, the soul of the poor individual quickly departs this
Oh yeah,
mortal
that
world.
was, sorry guys, that was the key. Oh, there's something over here as well, isn't there? Oh, I don't think I can get back there. Oh no. There seems to be more. I mean, it's definitely leading me around here. Whether or not there is anything over here is a different question entirely. Oh, there's like a whole area. Damn, it's huge. I'm definitely impressed by the scale of the map of this. I personally haven't played an old school style adventure game of this type with a map that's as stretching out as this. Oh, this is what the note's referring to. It's talking about a beast on a hill, right? This will be it.
The remains of baskets are strewn upon the rocks.
Hello.
Perhaps these once contained off.
The gaze from the griffin brings the sailor pause. Argonus slowly retreats, leaving the golden treasure be.
Well, is there anything that I can do?
Gold can be seen, scattered through.
During his adventures, Argonus has beheld many a fabled beast.
I can't do anything yet.
None, however, compare to the majesty of this creature. Both lion and eagle melded into one.
It's a cool creature, no doubt. Well, I'm going to go to that cool looking building over there. What's the map looking like? So I'm starting to... I'm seeing a decent chunk of the map now. The last area had a huge an inaccessible mountain range which filled most of the area. That looks like a wind gun animation. See, look, this bird is actually flapping. Pokemon, from a company who has billions of dollars, cannot get flapping animations done, apparently. At least on their old assets. The new ones have flapping animations. Ooh, is that Zeus by any chance? I think it is. He's the big one.
These silver adornments have been left as an offering to the god Hephaestus.
Oh no, it's a Hephaestus apparently.
The visage of Hephaestus, god of the forge,
God
has been
of the
painstakingly
forge.
carved into marbled stone. His mighty hammer.
Marbled stone shifts as the spirit of Hephaestus enters the ornate statue shaped long ago
this
by
guy's
human
my
hands.
favourite so far.
The god of the forge regards Argonus with
Anyone with a big
unblinking
old
eyes.
hammer, you know what I mean?
Who is this man before me? Surely not one who strikes the iron, nor one who stokes the
Iron?
fire. Nay,
The god continues, his brow furrowed.
they are no more, having fallen to that which fair Athena hath unleashed. Do not be deceived, sailor of the Argo. While it was Perseus's hand that sundered head from shoulders, the heart that drove the blade was assuredly that of the goddess.
Hephaestus pauses, deep in thought. When he speaks again,
So they all
it is
speak quite
slow and measured.
lowly of
I
Athena,
am
right?
loath to meddle in my sister's quarrels, either to directly help your quest to find your countrymen, or abate the scourge being wrought by the Gorgon's sisters. And yet, if you return the gold stolen from my temple
Which has been taken by the big
and
bird.
tend my forge, I will grant you a light to drive away darkness.
The benevolent god nods before the statue becomes still once again.
Okay, so we know what we're doing now. Basically, what is that? We still don't know what that is. Okay, so this is essentially what's going to happen. He's going to move that big rock for us to get through that big gate that we've seen. That's quite obvious. That's the next place that we need to go to. To do that, we need to get him the gold. And we need to restore his forge. We made a ton of charcoal for the forge. So, I mean, does that count as... Can I put a sword in there? I don't know how forges work. I don't know. So, we do need to go back in area and get some of that charcoal, which has probably been made now. Not entirely sure how to get rid of the what's it called? The griffin thing. But I definitely know how to start the forge. We also need a red key to get through that door, which I don't actually know how to get that yet. So there's a few things that need to be done. Obviously, we've got the Cyclops, who we haven't dealt with yet. I have a feeling that we're going to have to backtrack now. I don't think there's anything else in this area that we could use in a moment. Let's see what happens. So
the harpies circle high above the sailor, confirming his suspicions. Argonus carries something that the dogs of Zeus desire.
I believe that I think that's a good place to end this episode off. We've got a clear goal for the next episode. We know what the objectives are, so hopefully we'll be able to finish them off in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed that one. Again, apologies for the last episode, but I know for a fact that this one filmed well, so how lucky are you? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see more in this particular series, they will be releasing quite regularly over the next few weeks. We'll be finishing this game. And check out our review if you haven't already. And also check out the rest of our content on the channel. We do podcasts, we do more reviews, we do lots of playthroughs. We do, me and my colleague, Jack, we play through a lot of games together as well. We've got our Five Nights at Freddy's VR series that's ongoing. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely afternoon, have a lovely morning, and I'll speak to you soon, yeah?